So good morning, drifters and wanderers. Another totally sleepless night, right? Going through the same crap as I usually go through. But this time, I'm so tired of dumbing myself down, right? Saying things and having people tell me that I'm wrong, but without coming up with an explanation as to why I'm wrong. So, first thing I like to do is apologise to any flat earth, or to all flat earthers, right? Because earlier on, halfway through the night, I tried to use the fact that when children are taught something at an early age, that it sticks, right? And that for that reason, a lot of people actually think Earth is flat. So I tried to use that as justification for the people who believe that the sun's light radiates at 299,792,458 meters per second as the reason why. Because they were taught at a young age and now they can't shake it. It was the wrong thing to do, right? Flat earthers, round earthers, any shape earthers. There is one fact, right, that everybody kind of needs to adhere to, and that is, unless you have personally been up there and looked down on the planet, nobody can really call what shape it is, okay? Yeah, we see the moon round, we think gravity, we see the sun round, gravity, planets, everything that we see, it would indicate a round Earth. Me, I was taught round Earth like everybody else when I was a kid. I never had a reason to doubt it. But as I've grown up and I see the amount, it's unbelievable, right? It's people I've been talking to during the night, to two people, right? And they are so convinced that Earth is flat, that I'm objective enough to understand that for me to say, no, it's round, would be reckless because I have not been up there, okay? I'm not going to end up being a presumptuous human being and just presuming it's round without seeing it myself and dissing anybody who thinks it's flat. It's the wrong thing to do. It's about being objective, and I understand. So I apologize for me trying to use that example. It was wrong, okay? Now, on to other things. Two things, right, that I always talk about. The sun's light being absolute and the pyramids not having anything to do with the Egyptians. Now, I need to make one thing very, very clear here. These aren't second-hand conspiracy theories, right? These are things that have just been growing on me, and I've looked into them both enough. In fact, you know what? They don't even have to be looked in that much to really work out that they're both absurdities, right? Now, having gotten to the stage where I'm like, with people saying, rubbish, you're talking crap. No. Listen up. This is about the eclipse. When the sun and the moon and planet Earth are lined up the way they are, with the sun directly behind the moon and us seeing that sweet spot of the moon and the sun's corona behind the moon, the only way for the eclipse to happen the way it does, whether you like this or not, is the sun radiating absolute light. It's a fact, okay? Now, I am so tired of beating around the bush and trying to push this, and it's a fact, right? For a solar eclipse to take place the way it does, the only way it can happen is if that sun that is behind the moon radiates absolute light. If it did radiate light at a rate of 299,792,458 meters per second, what you see take place when that solar eclipse is happening would not be possible. Okay, now this is a fact, right? The solar eclipse, they're visible in different parts of the world at different times. Okay, anybody can jump on a plane and go and see one. There's so many predicted in different places, it's not a secret. Every time the three of us are lined up, Earth, Moon and Sun, when that Sun radiates light onto the Moon and that Moon's shadow hits planet Earth the way it does when we see that sweet spot, the only way that that could happen is if the Sun radiates absolute light. Okay, so unfortunately for those of you that keep throwing this back in my face, if you believe I'm wrong, please explain it to me, right? Please explain it to me. Tell me how the solar eclipse that we see happen is possible with a sun that radiates light at a Mickey Mouse 299,792 kilometers per second. Tell me, don't just say I'm talking rubbish, because that ain't gonna wash anymore. If you've got something to say, you think I'm wrong, then explain it to me. Explain to me how the eclipse can happen with Mickey Mouse speed of light, okay? The other thing is the pyramids and the Egyptians. Now listen up, okay? The 3 pyramids on the Giza Plateau weigh the equivalent of 135 battle-ready Nimitz class aircraft carriers. I know some of you think that the numbers that I use confuses the issue somewhat, but I'm afraid that the only way to explain some of this stuff is by using the numbers. And if you do not understand the numbers, I don't even know why you're here. Why would you be complaining about the content if you cannot understand the numbers? Because the numbers is where most of the information is. I could try and do some of this with pictures, but it won't be the same, okay? Now, the 2 things that I personally have worked out for myself, trusting my own judgment, against the tide, with all of you people throwing rubbish at me, are the pyramids not being built by the Egyptians and the sun's light being absolute. I've just told you why both of them are the way they are. If you don't think that I'm right, tell me with an explanation, a logical one, right? We're all in the same boat here. The lies, you have no idea. And you must have heard the one lie is enough to doubt all truths. I've concentrated on the big ones because these are level. This will level the playing field, right? This Jetsons and Flintstones thing is happening because of these things, because claims are being made that cannot be made. Knowledge is being claimed that cannot be known, okay? That is why I am doing what I'm doing. I am not saying that I am more intelligent than anybody else, but I tell you what, I don't miss much, okay? I put my hand up. I made a very bad error of judgment when I was talking about the laser and the different perspective. I jumped the gun because I jumped the gun. We all make mistakes. When I realized I put my hand up, I told Simon Dan I made a mistake. That's the little tiny human part of me that's left, okay? I made a mistake. Nothing else that I've ever said has come with a mistake. And if you think it has, don't just say to me, no. Explain to me why you think I'm wrong, okay? No more of this heckling for no reason, okay? So that's it. No shower, only one coffee, no sleep, same clothes. The red eye, again, the solar eclipse that you see happen when the sun is behind the moon can only happen if the sun's light is absolute. That is a fact. And if you have anything to say that contradicts that, make sure it comes with a proper explanation as to why I'm wrong, okay? If you want to start playing ball, play ball properly. Otherwise, don't play. That is a fact. I need to go and have a shower, change some clothes, have some breakfast, and then we'll get back into it. Later, peeps.